what is up, my ASMR and fragrance family? It is your boy, your whispering perfume pimp, Christopher Cologne, and I am back. Hey, what is up, my ASMR and fragrance family? It is your boy, your whispering perfume pimp, Christopher Cologne, and I am back with another video. So, hopefully this one goes good, because I've done spent like 2 hours recording, and I cannot get this thing to quit staticking. So, it's like after it records for so long, it just wants to static and static and static. So I guess I don't have my audio problems figured out. So what I'm doing for this video is what I wore for the month of February. So we're going to go over these really quick, pretty much. This ain't going to be a long video. This would have been close to an hour-long video, but like I said, I've done this video and everything, edited it and all kinds of stuff, and the static is just horrible. I don't understand. The more I'm doing this, the more I'm wondering, are these Blue Yeti mics just garbage? I mean, are the Blue Yeti mics garbage, or is it the USB mini to USB-C cords garbage? But I'm gonna, next time I have the money, I'm gonna order a really, really good one. Normally with cords, usually you gotta spend money, but these type of cords, you shouldn't have to spend a whole lot of money. But I'm gonna find a really, really good one, and if it costs $50-$60 for it, because most of these cords you can get them for like $20 or 2 or 3 for $20 for on Amazon and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna get a really good one if I have to pay $50 for it and try it. And if it don't work, because it's both mics that are giving me problems, if it don't work, I'm done with this stuff. So unless one of y'all can know something, but this is getting ridiculous. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep stopping this and everything, so I'm gonna keep stopping it and just starting over and see if that'll help anything. Okay, y'all, so the first one is Original Penguin Denim. This is what my daughter got me for Christmas. It's just cheap little fragrance. You can find it at TJ Maxx and stuff like that for like $10 to $15, but it's really good. So spray for y'all, spray for me. Citrusy, got a vanilla to it, sweetness, but the notes are, which is weird because there is no vanilla in the notes, but I can smell a vanilla note to it. But the top notes are clary sage, bergamot, and petitgrain, and the middle note is olibanum. And I mean, maybe that's what that is that's giving me that smell, but I don't know what olibanum smells like. And then the base notes are vetiver, cedar, and amber. Maybe amber is some of it. But so that is Original Penguin Denim. Okay, and then what we have next is what my girlfriend got me a couple years ago. My favorite, if not my favorite, my top 3. Sometimes it's hard to have a favorite of anything. You just have like a few that are all even, but this will always be in my top. So, but spray for y'all, spray for me. And the Penguin Denim I wore twice. This one I wore once, and this is your green kind of spicy fragrance. It has some citruses in it. It's a green spicy fresh. But yeah, the top notes are mint, bergamot, grapefruit, and lavender. And the middle notes are Granny Smith, apple, cranberry, and rose. And then the base notes are cotton, flower, cactus, and amber. I think that cactus note is what gives this its distinct smell. So, but Tommy Hilfiger, the original. Okay, now what we have next is Orloff in white intense, and I'm pretty sure this is an EDP. I'm pretty sure all of them are EDPs, but the top notes to this are violet leaves, cardamom, and bergamot, and the middle notes are lavender, clary sage, and green apple, and the base notes are praline, woody notes, cedar, and patchouli. So, spray for y'all, good atomizer. Spray for me. And it's got that woodiness to it. You can definitely get the cedar and the apple and the woodiness to it and the patchouli. And I guess that's the violet or maybe the lavender I smell coming in. But this one I think is like my favorite one out of the 4 that I bought. And I wore that once. Okay, now what I have next is Ajmal Mystery. Ajmal Mystery. Okay, so the notes to this are patchouli, thyme, citruses, cedar, and bergamot. This one, spray for y'all, spray for me. And this one, well, things are kind of throwing me off now, but this is a good one. I really like this fragrance. I haven't worn it anywhere near enough, but I wore that one once too. Okay. Now what I have is one that I wore 3 times. Now I didn't care for this one when I first got it, but this has grown on me and I really like it. Cinnamon, leather, kind of boozy. You can smell the citrus in it. So spray for y'all, spray for me. Yeah, I love this one. So yeah, your top notes to this are mandarin orange, grapefruit, and mint, and the middle notes are cinnamon, cloves, ginger, and pepper, and the base notes are amber, spicy notes, leather, woody notes, and patchouli. Great fragrance. I know this is a clone of something, but I don't know what it's a clone of. So now we have Be Layer's Geneva chocolate. Thanks, Mike, because Mike is the one who sent me this. Now this just smells like a high grade of hot cocoa. So, spray for y'all, spray for me. And that's the only note is chocolate, really. Okay, I thought I was gonna sneeze. And then I wore this once, and then what we have next after that is Azaro Boron Wild Mint, another one of my favorite ones. Spray for y'all, spray for me. Mint, Calypso, and something else is the notes. I can't ever remember the third one. And then these two, mint chocolate, great layer. I love it. So yeah. And I wore this one time also. Azaro Wild Mint. Okay, now what we have next is another one of my favorites, Michel Germain's Sexual Pour Homme. And this to me smells really vanilla. Which, not like vanilla as in bland, but I get a lot of vanilla out of it. which there's Madagascar vanilla and tonka bean in it. So the notes to this are Indian basil, Italian bergamot, Italian clementine, and French melon. Those are the top notes. The middle notes are Asian sage, African geranium, French petitgrain, and French lavender. And the base notes are Indian sandalwood, Indian patchouli, tonka bean, and Madagascar vanilla. So those are the notes to Michel Germain's Sexual Bore Homme. And I wore that twice. So, now what we have next is Dunhill. Alfred Dunhill. Spray for y'all. Spray for me. Okay, so this one released in 2003. Top notes are lavender, geranium, lemon, and clary sage. And the middle notes are iris, cedar, orris root, carnation, rose, and jasmine. And the base notes are musk, leather, tonka bean, sandalwood, cedar, vetiver, and oak moss. Okay, so that's Dunhill, and I wore this one twice too. Okay, so what we have next is Nautica Voyage Sport. Nautica Voyage Sport. This is your citrusy, salty, it has a muskiness to it. Scent, so spray for y'all, spray for me. Citrusy, kind of salty, kind of watery, kind of green, kind of aquatic, kind of, kind of musky. So, yeah, but the top notes are C notes, citruses, sea salt, and coriander. The middle notes are apple, geranium, palm leaf, and green pepper. And the base notes are musk, vetiver, patchouli, and Brazilian rosewood. So that's Nautica Voyage Sport. Okay, now we have Sexual Sugar Daddy, and I'm sorry I'm running through this, y'all, because there's a lot, and I'm trying to hopefully not get static this time, because that's just ridiculous. Okay, so the notes to this Sexual Sugar Daddy is and this is on Macy's. So crystallized grapefruit zest, cinnamon bark, fir balsam are the top notes. Middle notes are caramelized praline, French lavender, patchouli, and the base notes are leather, a sweet tobacco accord, and sandalwood. And this, sometimes when I spray it, I smell sugar cookies. Spray for y'all, good atomizer. Spray for me. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely smell like the praline because it does have a sweetness to it. So, you can definitely smell some of those notes, like the basil. I mean, not the basil. I don't know why I said basil. I'm thinking of another scent I have in here, I think. But the fir balsam, that's what I meant to say. You can definitely smell that, or it's definitely not necessarily like a prominent note, but it's giving itself away a little bit. So, but okay. Okay, now what? And the Sugar Daddy I only wore once. This Versace Eros Flame EDP I only wore once. Now I've seen a lot of people say they like this better than the original. Personally, I like the original a lot better, but this is a good one too. But anyway, so the spray for y'all, spray for me. I'm gonna go into work smelling like 30 different colognes. But anyway, the top notes are mandarin, black pepper, genoto, lemon, and rosemary. And the heart notes, the middle notes, are pepper, geranium, and rose. And the base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, Texas cedar, sandalwood, patchouli, and oak moss. So now you can wear this year round, but personally I like this better for like fall and winter and like on a summer night or whatever, and like spring too, I guess you'd say, but fall and winter more so, I think. But yeah, that's Versace Eros Flame EDP. Okay, now we have Oka. Oh shit. Now we have Oka Ineffable. Oka Ineffable. Now this is your Greed Aventus clone. I like this way better than I do Greed Aventus. This is stronger. And spray for y'all. Great atomizer. Spray for me. But I like this way better than Greed Aventus. It smells a little better price point, last a long time and everything. Like y'all know, I spray on my clothing mainly, so like this stuff and some of the things. I'm thinking this is one of them, but some of my colognes, it's like if I grab the hoodie or whatever it was that I had it on the day before, it's like it's stronger the next day. So, and I'm pretty sure this is one of them. But the notes to this, which it comes in a white bottle now. But the notes to this are blackcurrant, bergamot, apple, pineapple. Heart notes are rose, dry birch, jasmine, and patchouli, and the base notes are musk, oak moss, ambergris, and vanilla. And these really do, they really do have a woodsy, fruity, citrusy vibe to them. So you definitely get like that birch out of it and stuff. Okay, and I wore that once. Now what we have next is Mont Blanc Starwalker Extreme. You know, smells a lot like Michel Germain's Sexual Noir. But spray for y'all, spray for me. They just have their differences. I think this one's more watery. Like coming behind these other ones, I can't even really smell this right now. So, but the top notes are apple, pineapple, mandarin orange, and lemon. And the middle notes are lavender, C notes, geranium, and the base notes are tonka bean, sandalwood, and patchouli. So, Starwalker Extreme. Okay, and what I have next is Rayan Traditions Insurrection. The original Insurrection. I love this stuff. A lot of people would probably think this smells more like an old man because it's kind of powdery and vanilla, but I really enjoy this stuff. Spray for y'all. Spray for me. I can't really smell it right now, but yeah, normally what I get is a powdery vanilla out of it, and it's just, to me, it's a really good fragrance. I don't know what all the ingredients are, like what chemicals are in it, but you know, I like it. Now, it's probably got PhD and all kinds of other crap in it, but so there's that one, and then we're gonna roll straight into Jean-Marc Paris Tattoo. Now I'd like to see, is this one better than Michel Germain's Tattoo? But yeah, so this is like, this usually has like a herbal vanilla to me. Spray for y'all, spray for me. Yeah, it usually has kind of like a herbaceous herbal type vanilla smell, but I don't know, here lately it's like the smell is, it's either the smell is changing or it's just me, because a couple times whenever I've smelled it the last couple times, it's like I guess it's a kerosene type smell that I smell with it, but like when I sprayed this earlier, I didn't smell it. I don't smell it now, so it's probably just me, honestly. But this was a good one too. Okay, now what I have next is Michel Germain's Very Sexual. And I wore wore this. What is it? I wore this once, and the other two I wore them once also. But yeah, so the top notes to this are cardamom, grapefruit, and star anise, and the middle notes are lavender, juniper berries, and violet leaf, and the base notes are suede, amber, and black pepper. So spray for y'all, spray for me. Yeah, y'all, I'm not even smelling what I'm normally smelling with this stuff, but yeah, this is kind of a sweet, it's kind of a sweet, kind of airy, yeah, kind of sweet, kind of airy, kind of citrusy, I guess you'd say. That's usually, I guess, what I'm smelling off of it, I think, if I'm remembering right. But it's a good fragrance. All the ones out of the Michel Germain sexual line I have liked so far. I want to get the rest of them, and I would like to see which one out of all of them I like the most. But that is very sexual. Okay, now what we have next is Michael Kors Extreme Blue. Kind of musky, kind of salty. Spray for y'all. Spray for me. Yeah, y'all, I am not smelling these at all. Now, I can see why they say, because I've heard that perfumers and stuff don't really wear cologne. I can understand why. But, yeah, but anyway, like, this reminds me a lot of Nautica Voyage Sport. They remind me a lot of each other. So the top notes are bergamot, cardamom, pink pepper, and angelica. I have no idea what angelica is. And then the middle notes are juniper, cypress, sage, and sesame, and the base notes are cashmere, musk, and amber. So that is Michael Kors Extreme Blue. Okay, and I wore that Michael Kors once. Now, what we have is LBDO's Hash Intense. LBDO's Hash Intense, one of my favorite ones, especially out of my darker fragrances. This has oud and coffee in it and some other stuff. Now, what it reminds me of is, I'll let y'all get a spray, so spray for y'all, spray for me. And damn near no matter what else I spray, I can always smell this, but it has a greenness to it. It has cannabis and other green notes in it too. But what it kind of reminds me of is, it kind of reminds me of sweet coffee and baby wipes. Those are the two things it makes me think of, a sweet coffee and baby wipes. Now, this is a unisex fragrance, so it can go on a man or a woman, but this stuff is great. I love it. It's different, but it smells great. So, you know, most people will probably hear me say baby wipes and sweet coffee. I ain't wearing that shit, but I'm telling you, it's a different smell, but it smells good. So, and I wore this once in February. Okay, then what we have next is one I want a whole bottle of, and this is Be Layard's Christmas in Egypt. That's all I got left of my 10 ml. So spray, what the hell? Spray for all of us. Fruity, man, I love this stuff. And this is a unisex fragrance, but god damn it, this shit smells good. And this is another one, no matter what pretty much no matter what I spray, if I spray this, I can smell it. Now, I might not be able to smell exactly like what I normally do when I first spray it, but that's like I've sprayed all this other stuff, and this stuff just stands out. This stuff is really, really good. But the notes to this are, shit, this is one of those sites that you gotta read. You gotta read 3 paragraphs to get just a little bit. But yeah, so Egyptian tuberose, praline, pink pepper, exotic floral notes, and cedar. I don't really remember those being the notes. But let me see if I can find them right quick. Okay, now on the actual website, combines a sense of sweet praline, fresh cedar trees, pink pepper, Egyptian flowers, and fruity notes from Cairo. Okay, yeah. So, versatile fragrance that can be layered with insane pineapple, prime patchouli, or forbidden jasmine, which is other scents they have. But yeah, that is Christmas in Egypt, and I only wore that once. Now what we have next is a Sorrow Pour Homme Hot Pepper, one of my absolute favorites, as y'all can tell, because I don't think anything has been used as much as this. I spray this just to smell it, because spray for y'all, spray for me. This thing has pink pepper in it because it has a sweetness to it. I think it has Szechuan pepper and pink pepper and some other stuff. I'm not even gonna look it up, but yeah, it's a real spicy, sweet fragrance. I love this stuff. It's great. It's great. It's one of my favorite ones. If you like spicy and sweetness, this is it right here. This is it. You know, so far, like I've smelled a few. I have a few from the Pour Homme line, and I've smelled a few. I have Wanted Tonic, and I've smelled a few others from the Wanted line. I think I like the Pour Homme line of Azzaro better than the Wanted line, and the Pour Homme line, they're way cheaper on top of it. So, but yeah, hot pepper. Okay, now what we have is Missoni Wave. Now, Missoni Wave reminds me of Versace Eros, the original. Oh, and I wore hot pepper twice. I think that's twice. So, but spray for y'all. Good atomizer. Spray for me. Very clean. Vanilla. Has a magnetic cap. Yeah, citrusy, aquatic, kind of sweet. Now, on Fragrantica it says salty. I don't know if I really get a saltiness out of it, but it's a fresh fragrance. It's a really good one. But the top notes are C notes, citruses, and Sicilian mandarin, and the middle notes are lavender, clary sage, and rosemary, and Egyptian pelargonium, and the base notes are vanilla orchid. There's the vanilla, Haitian vetiver, patchouli, and oak moss. But yeah, that's what I get out of this. It's a sweet, kind of citrusy, not too citrusy vanilla. Missoni Wave. Okay, now we have Afnan 9 p.m. So this has cinnamon, apple, can't remember what other stuff it has in it. Yeah, so to me this is more of a fall or winter fragrance, but it can also be worn year round. Like you can still pull this off in the summertime too, which I never thought about it like that, but ASMR Dina is the one that made me think about it like that, and I wasn't, you know, she said that, and I got to thinking, I was like, you know what, hell yeah, I gotta grab it and smell it again, and what do you know, yeah, you can wear this in the summertime too, which is a Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male clone. But yeah, so this is a year round, but yeah, I think it can be worn year round, but me personally, I like it best for winter and what am I trying to say? Winter and fall. But yeah, so apple, cinnamon, wild lavender, top notes, bergamot is or in bergamot, and then the middle notes are orange blossom and lily of the valley, and the base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and patchouli. And I've worn this once for the month of February, so spray for y'all, spray for me. Yeah, puts me in the mind of fall. But so I need to wear this more, honestly. See, I barely worn it. Okay. ASMR Bonfire, but I can't find it. I have no idea where I put it, and I wore it just the other day, and I don't know where it's at. So I'm just gonna mention that. And I wore that once, and I wore the 9 p.m. once, and now I have Dr. Squatch Woodland Pine, and I wore this once. Now this is a pine tree meets an Irish Spring bar soap. So, but this is like this is a way better version of Polo Green. A way better version of Polo Green. Polo Green is real. I think it smells dirty. This is real clean. Like I said, Irish Spring, pine tree. So, but spray for y'all. Spray for me. Sorry about my nose squeaking a little bit. But yeah, y'all. So it's 8:06. I gotta be at work in 2 hours, so I'm hoping I can edit this in the next hour. You know, put all the clips together and get it uploading. And I'm hoping this comes out before 12 o'clock tonight. And I'm really hoping whenever I'm done with this and I start listening to clips, they're not full of static. Because that's the problem, static and crackling and everything.